It's just like how standing underrated groups doesn't make you special, neither does standing underrated members. Like, you'll see people hate on popular members for no reason, other than the fact that they're well liked or in your face. So, like, this is definitely targeted towards members in the center positions. But, like, it's not their fault that they're popular. Not to say that underrated members don't deserve the spotlight, but we shouldn't start blaming the people who are given center positions or more screen time for the fact that your fave isn't like as popular. And it also contributes to splitting up fan bases, like the people who stand the Hyung line versus the Magne line in BTS. Like, I get it because I wouldn't want my fave to be slept on, but I don't think people should start blaming people for not supporting your fave. Like, it's just a bit much. I mean, like, personally, I've had instances where I've told people my biases in certain groups, and they've literally scoffed at me because my bias was, like, considered popular or something. Like, I've also been called boring for standing certain members, and it's like, come on, man, just get over yourself. At the end of the day, we all stand the same group, so why does it matter that much? I just don't understand that. So when companies make an album for a group, they always seem to put the ballad like right on the end, and it's kind of like just shoved on the edge, like it's not important. I think it's such a shame that companies treat ballads as like an afterthought because so many of them aren't that well produced. Like, I understand why these companies put them in there. It's supposed to show off the group's vocals, but you have so many ballads that aren't that vocally challenging anyways. So then it becomes like a question of why is it there other than to kind of diversify the sound of the album, but you can do that without putting a slow song in there. It's just weird to me. I just think that so many ballads in K-pop sound really similar. It's like, oh, I've heard this before, and then it becomes kind of not very interesting. It's not that I don't want ballads in the album, but I think if vocals is a big part of a group, then sure, put that in there because it suits them, but otherwise there's kind of no point. I've seen this opinion like floating around, but it's kind of like people saying that company stands are like damaged like in the way that they're weird for like standing like the actual companies as if they stand the CEO or something. Like, that obviously isn't what they're doing. Like, if someone says they're a company stan, they're not standing the fucking building. Like, they don't stand the headquarters or the fucking CEO. Like, I get it. They just stand the actual idols from the company. They think the idols from the company and the groups from the company are always good, and they like the company's standards, I guess. Like, I'm not a company stan, but I get it. I actually do. Um, for example, I really like Cube trainees and the groups that come from Cube, but I don't stan all the groups, so I mean, I don't consider myself a company stan or anything. I don't know. I don't really vibe with that, but I get it. Like, just let people do whatever they want, man. It's not like company stans agree with the mistreatment that the idols have to go through in those companies. Like, all companies are trash at this point. We all know that. But they don't stand that. Come on. Like, let's get real. I get that Twitter is a very toxic place, but to give it some credit, I think it's the best platform for bringing fan bases together And I don't think you can get that on other platforms like, I don't know, Instagram or Reddit. Like, when you're in Stan Twitter, it really feels like a community in some senses. I think that it's also like it's obviously the home of like fan wars and things, but at the same time, it's quite easy to ignore those, like if you really don't want to be a part of it. Like the block and report buttons exist. So I think we shouldn't write off Twitter just yet. Like obviously Red Velvet rappers are not about to win Unpretty Rap Star or anything, like they're not Soyeon. But I do actually think they can rap. I think they're just using a different style, which is really melodic. And for me, that's really pleasing to listen to. So I like it. I really like their rap lines. I mean, I understand that not everyone considers sing rapping to be a thing, but I do. I still consider it like a subsection of rap styles. So I don't really see a problem with it. I don't think people should be coming for Red Velvet just because they're not, I know, spitting bars or anything. Like it actually does require some level of skill if you think about it. Like because you're incorporating more melodic tones, like you need a sense of pitch. You need, just like any other rap style, a sense of rhythm. So, you shouldn't call Red Velvet's rappers talentless or like they're not rapping at all. They're doing something. And I definitely don't think that Red Velvet would be the same without some of their rap lines. I know some people think that Red Velvet doesn't need to rap, and sure they don't need to, but like some of their songs wouldn't be the same without the rap parts, like Red Flavor or Ice Cream Cake or something. Like that would just it wouldn't be the same. Like it gives it such a unique um sort of tone, and it's something that you can sing along to and everyone can enjoy. It's not like my ears are bleeding. It sounds good. So all entertainment industries are corrupt, like we know that, but I think the K-pop industry is as messed up as it is because the music is rarely put first. It's all about personalities. This means that people get attached to the idols instead of what they create as a group, the music that they're making as a group, and things like that. And this emotional attachment to idols creates the fan wars, and it turns dating scandals into scandals in the first place, because the companies are pushing these idols as kind of like um, approachable, available people when that's not always the case. Like, don't get me wrong, this is really entertaining, and that's why it works so well, and why it's used so often by these companies. But there needs to be a healthy emotional detachment from fans that isn't always there. Like, there are literally still people that stan Sungri because of the image that they have of him as this like amazing, nice person. When in actuality he's not. Like it's a crafted image that you're holding on to, not the actual person. And because you're attached to the personality that you think it becomes harder to, stop caring. But like that's really messed up. I don't know. Call me crazy, but I think that's insane. I know people hate what Dr. Phil said about Jimin as this manufactured image, but to some extent, he wasn't wrong, Like, there's so much about him that we probably don't know. There's only so much that they can show us through the screen, all these hardships that we're unaware of until they tell us, you know? We can only speculate and guess what these idols go through in their daily lives. And we think that we know them, but we really don't. I don't know, but for me, it's always the music first. Like, if I like the group's discography, then I'll think about standing them. And that, I feel like that makes me more of a loyal fan. Like, I'm not just gonna drop them when they have a scandal or something. I mean, like a dating scandal, like not not a Sungri level scandal, but stupid things like that. Like, I mainly stan groups due to a variety of factors, but music is always at the core for me. I think that's the most important factor. I don't really get why people are already bored of ITZY's concept when it's JYP. JYP, the same company that waited years to change Twice's concept a little bit. So, you're just gonna have to deal with it? Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, if you're bored, like, don't be expecting any drastic changes. I get that the whole, like, love yourself message is, like, been done to death or whatever, but you know what? There are worse concepts that they could be pushing and worse messages that they could be sharing through their music, so just deal with it. It's not because they're underdogs. Like, we know that Blackpink is so huge, so it's not that at all. It's literally the amount of hate that they get makes me want to root for them. Like, my sympathy is kicking in. Like, I don't know what it is, but every time someone attacks them, it makes me support them more. Because think about it, they're in a group that doesn't get to showcase their talent at all. They're under a company that hates money, apparently, and doesn't want to give them an album. Like, it's been over a year since their last mini album. That's crazy. That is crazy coming from a huge company like YG. That is insane. I just feel so sorry for the members of Blackpink and for Blinks as well that support them through all of this. And it honestly, it breaks my heart. Like, seriously, you're put through this training process thinking, you know, all of the hardships are worth it just for you to debut and have it all go to nothing? That sucks. So, like, I'm glad that after all the scandals and the hate towards them, they still remain successful and unbothered. Like, that is a feat, that's impressive. And I think people should stay pressed because, you know, hate on them a bit more, I might end up stanning. I love Oddai Circle and I love YYXY, but Luna Third really gave me everything I wanted, like, for sure. Like, maybe it's just because I like the whole, I don't know, like, cute, innocent concept thing that they had going on, but it felt so refreshing to see Luna Third. Like, I loved it so much, and I loved all the songs on their album. It was amazing. Like, oh, Valentine Girl. Oh yeah. I'm really sad that people don't have Luna Third as their favorite unit. And I understand why, because Oddai Circle's really like on trend, and so is YYXY in some case, in a way, but definitely Luna Third for me just did it. They just did it for me, like, for sure. Thanks so much for watching, and if you made it this far, I love you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment your own opinions below. This was really fun, and I'm gonna make more videos soon, so keep posted for that, and I'll see you in the next one.